What is going on? Jordan Sherwood Wood on 1063 and FatJackSports.com for your UFC Fight Island 2 react, and then getting you set for UFC Fight Island 3, the fourth and final event for UFC Fight Island, unless they venture back in the coming months. I don't think there's any other takeaway but the dominating performance by Deiveson Figueiredo to become the UFC flyweight champion. I was trying to think about in my mind the last time that we saw a dominating championship performance that led to such an early stoppage. And I was thinking about Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin the first or second time. Really, the only times in recent memory that I think there was a championship fight completely one-sided. Deiveson Figueiredo, outstanding, really finished Joseph Benavidez three different times in that fight, and then gets the late choke submission. Credit where credit's due for Joseph Benavidez. I think you could definitely argue that he's a future UFC Hall of Famer. He's definitely now in the record books of challenging, I think, five times for a UFC championship and coming up unsuccessfully. But credit where credit's due that he still wants to compete. He says he's not done yet, but Figueiredo looks like the real deal. And as long as he shores up his cardio, which at times has caused some issues, and maybe a little bit more on the wrestling game, the guy looks phenomenal. He's got great fights lined up in the flyweight division, and certainly looking forward to that. And if you played our picks at FatJackSports.com, those were two of the correct ones. We had him winning the fight. We had him winning inside the distance. And actually, if you spoke to me on DM, you could have also heard about a recommended play on submission, which was pretty lofty odds. The exact 180 on that is Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum, we were high on. We thought it was a great matchup against Jack Hermansson. He'd be able to win the stand-up, the striking game, and Hermansson wasn't going to be able to take Kelvin Gastelum to the ground, or if he was going to have to go to plan B really early in the fight because it wasn't going to be successful. And sure enough, Jack Hermansson looked to take the fight to the ground. He had a beautiful takedown early in the fight. Gastelum reversed the position and was on his way out and just got lazy. Did not defend the heel hook, whether it was he didn't suspect Jack Hermansson had that in his arsenal, or he just, I don't know, a brain fart, if you will. So he taps to a heel hook. Credit where Jack Hermansson, he's now 5-1 in his last six fights. He's right. He should meet the winner of Robert Whitaker and Darren Till on Saturday night. But a poor performance and a bad loss for us with backing Kelvin Gastelum. One of my more confident picks. I really thought that he was going to get off the schneid. He does not. And really, because of that Kelvin Gastelum loss, you don't go plus money with our picks at FatJackSports.com. So that was a big miss. But, as you know, with FatJackSports.com, you do get your money back. We were right on Grant Dawson, not to win inside the distance, although he was close both in the first and second round, very close with those submission chokes. We thought that's how he was going to win the fight. Nad Narimani, tough customer, tough out. That's why we were getting plus odds on the under, which is what we recommended as well. So you go 1-1 on that fight. He has a very good performance. The Queen of Violence, what a performance by her. Outstanding performance by Lipsky, and Rafael Fiziev. Everybody's talking about him. 50,000 bonus for his fight of the night against Mark Diakese, showcasing some great Muay Thai. People understand now why he's the head coach of Tiger Muay Thai. And underrated. A lot of people were high on him. We weren't. We actually avoided that fight altogether, just not trusting Mark Diakese. But a tremendous performance nonetheless. We got 15 fights on Saturday night. That's pretty crazy, including a co-main event of Shogun Rua and Rogerio Nogueira 3. That's going to be sick. Darren Till, Robert Whitaker. That fight should absolutely be bonkers. So we'll have plenty of fight picks for that fight card to wrap up Fight Island. We already got two selections already kind of locked and loaded, but we'll have some more picks later in the week. But once again, Deiveson Figueiredo, outstanding job. He is the UFC flyweight champion, well-deserved, great performance. So continue to follow us, Wood on 1063. Go to FatJackSports.com. Enjoy the fights.